Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters for Sunday, December 18th, 2022. Oh my god, it's already that day. Anyway, so yeah. So that's when I record it. But yeah, so I was just thinking, I don't know, just might be really quick episode today. Just like, I'm thinking about, cause I was watching Game Grumps and they were doing, I'm just thinking back to other ones they just did recently. I think it's like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory game, but they did a Grinch game, right, for Christmas, and I was like, are like shovelware, not even shovelware, because shovelware still kind of exists, but the branded shovelware, the licensed games, the things that have some license behind them, are they dead? Are they dead in this day and age? Like, do they still make them anymore? I don't know, because like to me, it's like, well, I don't see them a lot anymore, right? Not that, whoopsies, not that like people, like, you're not being made, right? Or maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, because like also I'm not playing video games anymore at the same time, right? Like rate I was, or like seeing them. I'm not going somewhere where like they have games in it, so video games, so like my library or EB Games all the time anymore. I used to go to EB Games I used to go to EB Games fairly, like, regularly enough so that like I saw the new bins, I saw the old bins, I saw the new stuff, I saw the old bins of stuff. So like yeah, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, because if you look, but I don't think they're necessarily dead, right? Licensed, bad licensed games, not bad, but just licensed games that really don't, that are weirdly not connected to something. I don't know. Because like that was a big thing back in what 2000. I've always said this. 2000, the Wii was when it like shot up into this like anything you think about, anything from like 2006 when the Wii came out, or even a little bit earlier. Maybe I'm not sure though. Maybe it was more like the start of the DS era, but like 2006 to like 2011 when the Wii died, 11 or 12 or whatever, when the Wii died, when they were like, we're done with the Wii. 13, whatever it was. That was like boom. There was any property had a shovelware game. So, right, and I don't see that anymore. And don't tell me it's not properties that people would want games or people would think people would want games for, right? Companies would think people want games for, or would like want to make money off of, right? I'm just saying, like, I just don't see it anymore. But then again, you look at like look at apps, right? You look at the app stores, and they're pumping out garbage, like licensed games. Or you look at like flash game type of websites, and there's hundreds of these. Although maybe some of these are just from long ago, they're not making any more of them, but like they exist that are playable now, right? Random whatever games, right? All the like Frozen ripoffs and like or like Doctor Garbage or like Baby whatever or like bad whatever. Just pick something and there's a thing for it. So maybe they're just maybe that's where they went. They went over to like the apps, like, oh, we don't need to make them on console anymore. Everybody's got a phone, so we can get literally every single child playing it somehow, or every single child in like North America maybe playing these crappy games. This is where our market is now. Don't know. I didn't think they were dead, because I'm like, well, they might. Because shovelware is a thing, and there's really bad shovelware that still exists, where it's like, okay, this is garbage. But it's not like, but I'm talking about the licensed shovelware. The stuff where it's like, this is bad, but it's bad in a, but it's licensed, so that's why we're going to get people. And it's bad in like a, it's a very strange thing to explain to someone. You have to just play one of those games to understand what I'm talking about when you say bad. Because it's like, wow, okay, wait, because you should play it, because like, this is kind of good. I don't know, because I've already said there's like 2 or 3 different types of licensed video games. There's It is too close to the original source material, and it's not enough of a game. But that's not really the most common. The most common is it's not like they try to make it too much of a game, and it's not close to the source material, and then it just kind of like goes, what does this have to do with anything? Or they'll add something where it's just like something about it just makes the game just not good. You know, just something about like about it just makes the game not good, like not playably good, like just like what. Ooh. Or it's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not pleasing in some way. Like the guy's walk cycle is awful, and you're like, I'm just not gonna play this. This is terrible. Or like the graphics aren't great. I don't know. Just something about it just makes it, or the gameplay just doesn't work well. Like ew, not I don't know, not good. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's just my like short little something. I don't know, cause like that's the thing. I don't because they exist. They're out there. Shovelware exists, and licensed like apps exist. But yeah, maybe just the apps are just dead. I don't know, or that's where the apps, or the people like the companies have gone into the app business. Let's make apps. Let's make apps. Not like what's THQ do? I don't know what THQ does anymore. They still think because THQ used to make all the like licensed video game stuff, right? Are they still around? I wonder what they're doing now. Cause like what like I knew somebody. I think he worked at THQ. Yeah, I believe he worked at THQ, and he said he said he's like, well, we would not actually see the like material before we like made a game about it. Like we wouldn't be given the material. I mean, sometimes they go to see a movie or something, and they'd be like, oh, this is not what we were making. Oh, and because I think he kind of said like that's why the games kind of don't, because you're making a video game that happens to be skinned with whatever. Yeah. I don't know if he said that, but like he implied like, well, I mean, it's like it's one of those. He's like, yeah, well, that's kind of why it sucks because it's like skinned. Here we go. See if there's any like, well, I don't know if Wikipedia is a great title. Published titles. See post titles. Okay, so they make titles. So published titles. What the heck? Okay, there you go. What was the newest name for it? What? Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. Pirates. The Revenge of Captain. Okay, that I. Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh yeah, okay. No, I don't want these ones because I know THQ was a thing before. I'm looking for like maybe when they first started making like I'm gonna guess like 2000 and or maybe I'll guess like 90, yeah, 99, 97 maybe. Now Disney's Aladdin. THQ made Disney's Aladdin. Okay, I know. So no, I'm talking about the years when they were making like Disney Mulan on Game Boy. Maybe that like this era. I don't know because like I'm looking for the ones where it's very much A Bug's Life. Okay, Game Boy Color. Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. Oh, they made that game. Okay. Oh yeah, I bought Scavenger Hunt, didn't I? No, I bought that's the N64 game. I bought a version on Game Boy that was awful. Like just or Game Boy Color. It was absolutely awful. It was some I don't even know what it was. Some Rugrats game. Anyway, looking see Toy Story 2. See there you go. Toy Story 2 on Game Boy Color. Bassmaster. I mean, they make a lot of games, but I want to see like where's the like era? This is like 2000 and what? 2000. Okay, this is the era where I think there we go. PlayStation, maybe Power Rangers. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad game, but like okay. WWE Rugrats in Paris the movie on Game Boy Color. I had a Rugrats game for Game Boy Advance. I don't know what it was called. And it was kind of just nothing to do with anything. It wasn't a movie. It wasn't. I mean, you don't have to be, but yeah, it doesn't all have to be. Star Wars Episode 1. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's one. Movie SmackDown Croc 2. Don't know what that is. See, like The Simpsons Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror. I don't know. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Whoopsie. The FA Premier League stars Earthworm Jim on Game Boy Advance. Yeah, there's some Jim on Game Boy Advance. Wow. Okay. Okay. I wasn't even here for this. I was looking to see what the newest game would be. So see if they're still making See, I'm looking Dark Summit. It's actually not as much as I thought. Tetris World, Star Wars Attack. I'm looking at them now. Pinball what? The Pinball of the Dead. Game Boy Advance. Where did I see the Pinball of the Dead? I just saw something. Windows SquarePants Employee of the Month. Windows? Wow, I got Windows now. Well, they published it. I want to do the ones who made games. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Maybe this not. I thought of 3 Pro Concept Racing. Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, let's go to the end now. Just like the full end. And see what's the newest game they've done. 2012 Jeopardy, right? That's published games, okay? Now let's go to... Not that, you know, it's great. I think there are problems with distributed games. What's the difference between... Wait, what's that mean? Developer. Okay, and this is... Developer. I want, like... As though they just... What games did they make? Did they not make any games? Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Now, what's the games that they actually made? There's got to be a list of games they made. Subsidiaries? No. I don't need a history. I don't need subsidiaries. I want a list of games they made. Oh, cool. Whoa, in 2014, the whole... No. THQ Nordic... Okay, whoa. Let's read this. Okay. After years of financial struggles, stock value drops, and debt, the THQ filed for Chapter 11... Oh, 2012. Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Oh. Never mind then. December 2012, and commenced liquidation of the assets the following month. Several properties were auctioned to other companies, while the remaining staff were laid off. The THQ headquarters was eventually acquired by developer Nordic Games, which had also acquired some of THQ's auction-off properties. In 2014, and assumed the name THQ Nordic. In 2016, while continuing a variety of other franchises under the same name. Oh, so it is THQ Nordic. No. So it is. Crap. THQ Nordic. There, THQ Nordic. Okay. They've kept the name, but it's not the same people. Okay. What are they doing now? Like, see, look, Space. See, look. It's a lot more. Alone in the Dark, WWE, or AEW, Fight Forever. Are you smart? Oh, they're the You're Smart as First Grader guys. I think I saw people play this game, yeah. Superpower 3, like, they're more real games now. One SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. Jedi Knight Collection. Racer and Command Combo. Star Wars Jedi Knight Collection and Star Wars Racer and Command Combo. Yeah, they look like better games now, see? So I don't know. So maybe they are dead. So that was like the big company that made... At least that's what I always thought of them. Who made the Disney video games? Like, that was the one that I always thought of. Should be like a list of Disney video games, maybe? List of Disney video games. Now, you're gonna give me all the, like, good stuff, like the Aladdins and the Little Mermaids and the stuff from, like, the classic animated shorts. What? Mickey Mouse games. Nintendo R&D. What system? What system was it? What's the system? There you go. Atari 8-bit. Oh, there's Atari 8-bit Mickey Mouse and stuff. Okay. What? Yeah, no, not these. It's not these ones. It's... Oh, a lot of them are Pixar games, yes. Developer. Where's developer? Developer. THQ, okay. I was right for some of these, right? Come on, tell me THQ. THQ. Okay. THQ, okay. I was right. Okay. I was making sure. Now I'm going to go back to this one. Ooh, maybe not. Seems to be Tiger Electronics, a lot of them. Tiger Electronics. Sega Toys, okay. Atlantis. Gorilla Systems, okay. Anyway, maybe it's not. So maybe it's not nearly as popular anymore. Or, like, not popular, but, like, Maybe it's also financially stupid. Maybe they realize like that was a dumb thing to do to try and get a bunch of people, or sorry, to like license these things when they suck and replace them. But then again, right? You could tap a whole other market of like. You could tap a whole other market of like YouTubers who would love to play. Right. Right. You would you could tap in a whole other market, the YouTube Let's Play people who would just like love to like 100% they play all these crap games. They'd be like, oh my god, look how terrible this is, and we'd all watch it because it's all I don't know garbage. I don't know, and we love the weird like oh this is awful, but like somehow right. Where it's like oh my gosh this is like terrible, but somehow we would enjoy watching it or like cause we love somehow we love that kind of garbage. No offense. I don't know. We just love it. So we do. Somehow we love that like that kind of garbage crap, you know. Where it's like I don't know. I think we watch, or a lot of people watch the like old shovelware, like videos of people playing old shovelware because because I just lost my train of thought because yeah because we want to find out like oh or we want to know oh or we're curious like oh that was a game back in the day. There's a game about that random franchise that I you know you know right where it's like oh that was a thing. Like yeah of course it was a thing. Yeah, because like that's the thing. If you take the mentality of every single franchise from like 2006 to 2013, 11 or whatever had some kind of now not every franchise, but you'd be hard pressed to like find one that like think of one and not have a video game. But I guess that's video games in general too. We like things that are connected. Also, we like things that are connected to something else. Like, oh, I like that, so I'm gonna like the video, or I'll play the video game, even if it's crap. Somehow, I don't know. Some of them are good. Yes, some of them are good. Most of them, not so much. But you know, most of them not so much. But you know, most of them, yeah, not so much. But others, some are pretty good. Were they? Yeah, and yeah, I played some of them just because. Again, I was also sucked into that as a kid too. I played, I think, some Phineas and Ferb game. I played a SpongeBob game that was kind of like Draw to Life, not Scribble Knots. Draw to Life. I played oh, what was the other one I played? Played a these are all on Wii, I think, or did I play the Draw to Life? I think I played that SpongeBob game on DS, but I played this Yogi Bear game on I think the Yogi Bear game was on Wii, and I think the Phineas and Ferb was on DS. So, I mean, it's weird. So, but yeah, so my whole thing was just kind of like, were people like, do you think they're dead? Just like to put it out there, like now that I'm looking at it and thinking about it, yeah, maybe it is a dead thing that people don't do anymore. Because it was almost like an art too to like figure out enough of a game, right? It's enough of a game just for there to be something to play, right? The good ones were the ones where it's enough of a game, it's enough of a connection to the property, and it's enough of like it's enough of a game and enough of a connection to the property. Like you have to have a little bit of both, or else people are just like, what's that going on? Like I said, there's a few types. There's either it has nothing to do with the property and it's too much of a game, not enough to do with the property, and people are like, what's the point of having? Why did you skin it with whatever? Like it's a good game, but the property just hasn't like. There's no point for it to be a licensed property. Then there's the opposite of that, where it's a good game. Oh, sorry, it's a terrible game, and it's connected to a property, so that makes it even worse. Then it's a bad game, or it's connected to the property so much that it's not a game. It's like there's no game to this. It's weirdly just connecting. I don't know, right? So, and you have to have a balance of all of that, like where it's like it's a good. You'd want to actually play it. You'd want to actually play it. You want to play it, and it's connected to something that you like, especially if you're a child. But again, us like naive children will like I said, I was sucked into it too. Like or I was like not tricked, but you know what I mean. Like I not fell for it. I don't want to use those kind of words, but like it kind of was. Like I fell for these kind of like well, it's something I like. So, and some of them were good. Like my brother loved the How to Train Your Dragon game on Wii. Oh my god, he was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And I was like, really, is it? He's like, oh yeah. Or is it on DS? No, I think he liked the one on Wii. Because one on DS and one on Wii. And that's the other thing, too. There were a lot of games like that, and they were like... And from what I remember, for the few of them, maybe there was like... I think I only played maybe that one and maybe two others. And I remember that the DS versions were never as good as the Wii ones. Like, never. Never as good as the Wii ones. Never. I don't think. I think the Wii ones were always better. I don't know. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so, yeah. So that was just a thing I was going to put out there, like, do you think they still exist? And from what I can see right now, that I just did over the course of this episode, or this episode, I ended, no, not really. No. I mean, there's some things where it's still connected to something else. Like, there's that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that just came out. Not Shredder's Revenge. It was a no. Carbunga Collection was the old games, right? What was that? Like, there's like a new beat 'em up, wasn't there? I think there was, right? Yeah. There's a new beat 'em up that came out recently. I don't know what that's called. I'm gonna look up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. Beat 'em up. What was the new one called? Maybe it's called like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, maybe it's called Shredder's Revenge. Oh. I know like the Cowabunga Collection was. Is that what it is? Shredder's Revenge? Yes, I think that's what it is. Shredder's Revenge, yeah. So it's not like licensed games. That's the other thing too. Licensed games. Well, that's the other thing too. I think people would want this like just bad enough. Like they would want like just bad, like bad games, like slightly bad games. You know, not unplayable messes, but like, wow, okay. This is kind of bad. like slightly frustrating, slightly like off-putting, slightly just weird, slightly bad, slightly like what does this have to do with this? If companies do make it, that's what I think anyway. Because that's just what people love. I'm looking at I'm thinking about it in like what I see people play a lot. It's all those kind of games, yeah. Yep. So yeah, I was just putting it out there that like, well, do they make them anymore? Maybe not. So should they make them anymore? No. You can come up with so much better material nowadays. Like like THQ, there were a whole bunch of just companies like THQ that had whole divisions that was, you're making these crappy, maybe you love those games, I don't know, licensed games, right? So, not just shovelware, like shovelware, because shovelware is just a broad term for, like, just bad games that they, like, throw out. And they're, like, half-baked games that kind of suck. And you're like, ugh. The one I always think of is that Ninja Gingerbread guy one on Wii. Ugh, that was bad. I think I did play it. I think I did. I got it from a library at some point, and it was like, ugh, God, it was bad. It was. But only because I think I was terrible at it. I don't think it's actually... Well, I don't know. Actually, I haven't played it in a long time, so maybe it is as bad as I remember. Or bad as... It is just as bad. I don't know. And then again, go on, like, Steam, right? Or, I don't know about the Epic Store, but Steam, you can definitely find all of these horrible, half-baked, like, garbage games. Like, just... So maybe they do exist, just not on, like, console. Maybe people just don't care about console. Like the company's like, what's the point in making, like, another investing in that? I don't know. Also, I think, look, I think I've said this before, I think consoles will be dead eventually. I think everybody's going to move to a computer and be like, what's the point? Right? Maybe, I don't know. Well, because if we have to have computers anyway, right? I think people are just going to realize, video games? Why would I want video games? I'll just get a computer, right? And then I feel like it could be like that for, like, a lot of things. Movies, / TV shows, and video games. Like, they'll be like, well, if I need a computer anyway, would I buy another TV or buy a gaming system when I could just use the computer that I have? I could just use the computer I have, right? And so, to watch my Netflix or to watch my whatever, or to play my video games, right? Because I'm thinking maybe they're, like, companies are realizing that too, and they're like, well, what's the point? Or people are realizing, not necessarily the companies, like, why would I make one for PS4, PS5, Switch, or Series, Xbox Series, right? When I could just make it for, PC. I don't know. Also because doing it for PC, then you're like, well, that's the other thing too. You have the problem of what is it called? Is it Project Red? CD Project Red, I think it was, who made Cyberpunk 2077, I think it's called, where it's a bad game on console because they probably utilized it for... I don't know exactly what the whole, technical details on the game was. All I know is it was really bad, and, like, we ran almost awfully on PS4. I don't remember about anything else, but I know PS4 it ran, like, almost, like, unplayable. And then if you don't have a really, like, the highest end computer, it didn't run well either. So, or it had it was very... See, because I was going to say, like, it was playable, but it's not. No, not from what I saw. I never played it, so I don't know if to actually run... I probably can't play it on my computer. Forget it. I've already said it. I have a GTX 660. NVIDIA GTX 660. Not a TI. That's what I have, because I got it, and I wanted a graphics card back in the graphics card shortage in 2020, when, like, there was nothing, and I was like, I found this for $40, so I'll buy it. Anyway, so I'm, like, almost guaranteed I cannot play it. Can't play it. Because I wanted to do those, like, AI art stuff, and then I was like, you can't run this. You need a, like, insane graphics card. You need a high-end graphics card, so. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so. Look. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so, like, then you have that problem where, like, maybe or a thing where it's like, well, you utilize it for this, and then they're like, well, what's the point in utilizing it for? Let's make a really, really good game that could be run on like a high end PC. So it's like a really good game, but then like they can't throw it onto an Xbox or a PS4 or PS5. Maybe, I'm not sure. That would make sense. That's just an hypothesis. I don't know that for fact or not, but it would make sense. That like maybe some companies are like, what's the point in investing into those? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Into like a console because like I now have to downshift. Although a console will be a computer at one point. You can already run, Edge on your Xbox Series X? I think the X? Maybe even Xbox Ones. I know it's on, I don't know. It's on one of the Xboxes, right? New Xboxes. And it's like, oh. It's not really Windows, but it's this weird, like, kind of Windowsy thing. Edge and stuff. It's like, so. Like, that was the, like, thing that blew my mind, baffled me, because I remember saying this, like, a year and a half ago? 2 years ago? Maybe even? No, 2 years ago. Almost. I said, there's not going to be, because I was looking at how Windows or Microsoft was, like, implementing things for Windows, and all their stuff was looking at stuff where it was just kind of saying Windows. No, I don't know if a lot of people were expecting it, but I was definitely not expecting when they said there's a Windows 11, because I said at the time, I was like, look, it's going to be Windows, and they're just going to implement it onto the Windows Store, and have all the Microsoft games. I don't know if I said Game Pass at that time. Now I would probably say it's like they would have probably Game Pass and say, here you go, here are all the games for Game Pass. I don't know if they would do it on the Windows Store. I don't know, but like yeah. But no, they gave us Windows 11. I was like, oh wow. So we're going to make a unified like Windows, and it just be Windows. There's no Windows 11. So, but no, they gave us a Windows 11. And they made a Series X and a Series S. So, I was like, what? Because that's the thing. I was ready. I said, maybe one more generation. So, yeah, they have another generation. But eventually they'll go. And I still think they're not going to make... Now I don't know if they're going to make... Maybe, but I don't think... Maybe they'll... I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think they might not do another... There's a very high chance that they're not going to make another system and just be like... Microsoft, and just be like, well, we'll put it on PC or whatever, right? And that'll be it, right? Or just Game Pass, or we'll be a brand, or we'll just put it on other platforms like Game Pass on PlayStation or something. Be like, whatever, we don't make hardware anymore. Because that's what a lot of people said about Nintendo back in the Wii U era, like the Wii U days. They were like, or some people said that. I don't know how many people, but some people said like, well, why don't you just become a software company? Don't stop being a hardware company. Your hardware's terrible. Stop. This is awful. Whatever about Because that's the thing about the Wii U. It's not a horrible system. Oh, sorry, it's not a horrible... It doesn't have horrible games. Because it's the 10-year anniversary of this. Wow, like a month ago or something. Whatever. Maybe even 2 months ago, but a month ago or so. Anyway. And look, I'm not saying the Switch was great, but the Switch had... The Wii U. The Wii U had fine games. It was just that they never had that game that defined it, and then the hardware was just not there. It was weird, and it was buggy, and it was laggy. No, not buggy, but it was like weird, and it was like, I don't know. That's what at least people say. I never had one, and I've only used one like a couple of times in I think it was Toys R Us back in the day, and it was like kiosk, Toys R Us kiosk, and that was it. Like, I don't care. Like, not that I don't care, but I mean, I just like, It didn't. Yeah, like I guess it didn't impress me. It was like, no, I don't care. Like it didn't impress me to be like, I want one of these for Christmas one year, right? I want one of these, or I want one of these for my birthday, or I want one of these, right? No, because it wasn't a game. There was no game that was like mind-blowingly, bam, this is amazing, I want it. System sellers, no. Or more like, not necessarily system sellers, but like defining games that like this is like Wii Sports, where it's like, this is so revolutionary, everybody has to own one. Own a Wii, so like, oh, everybody has to own a Wii U, right? So, we had fun games. It wasn't a terrible system. So like, yeah, that's what I think might happen. They might become this software company like Microsoft. Also because they bought like what 2 or 3 studios in the last like 2, 3 years. So they, as a parent company, can just be a software company and be like, we don't make anything anymore. We don't make hardware anymore, and that's just it. Right? So they could. I think it's highly likely that they might do that. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I highly likely they're going to probably do that eventually in the future. Because they're going to realize, what's the point of making a system that costs us money, that is a separate jump from our, like a separate thing from our, well, I was going to say though, but maybe they're thinking about it in like a, how are we going to sell a lot of like Windows? I don't know. Maybe they're, well, I don't know. I don't know what the demographic, like what the percentage demographic of people using, or not demographic, but what's the like, the number of statistics of like who's using Windows versus who's like playing video games and using Windows. Because they have, what's it called? Game Pass on Windows. And so for me, I'm just like, or, so I don't know what the actual, like, numbers are. Like, who uses Game Pass on Windows versus who uses Game Pass on, like, an Xbox, right? Maybe it's still a good number. Because I always say, there's, like, that justified number. There's that, like, what justifies doing said thing. A lot of things have it. A lot of companies, a lot of whatever. So it's like maybe, what's Microsoft's justified number? Maybe they have that justified number. They're like, oh, okay. No. It's justified to keep making this or making that. Not saying I know that number. I'm just, I don't know the number, so. But, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Thought the episode would be a lot shorter than it was, but it's not. Still going. So, yeah. So that's what people thought about the Wii U. Like, just become a software company. Stop. Nintendo, you're terrible. But they're Nintendo. They're some big juggernaut. And they came out of it. Like, they eventually came out of it. It was like huge. Like, boom, Like, wow. Like, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Like, some people were like, you got out of that house. Like, they still sold like 10 million. I also think about it like this, too. I'm like, come on. I wonder, like, what is the number to be like, we've lost this many. This is where we're going bad. We might not be a company anymore, What's that number? Losing 10%, 50%? Like, what is it? Like, because companies are in, like, what's it called? Companies lose money all the time. So and they don't go under. So I don't understand what the number, like, I don't know what the number is. And I don't understand how they stay alive, but other companies don't. I don't know. Or divisions of companies will end sometimes too. So, Target came to Canada, and they were never in the red. They were always in the black. Sorry, no, never in the black, always in the red. Always in the red. Just always in the red. And they were like, we're losing money here. So they just left after what? Now, I don't even know how long they lasted. They lasted, what, like, I feel like they only lasted a year. But maybe they lasted 2. They may have lasted 2 years. Anyway. And then Toys R Us went bankrupt in the U.S., but I don't know if that was because they were losing money or what. Like, they were never in the red. I don't know. Maybe but in Canada, they're still here, still around, so anyway. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, now would I have liked it if I had one? Of course. I always wanted to get a GameCube and then get a Wii U, but then my friend was like, "Well, you just hack a Wii U and play GameCube games," you know. I'm like, and then I was like, "Oh, then there's no point," and I already have a Wii, so I'm like, I don't care, and I didn't really care, like enough. No, there was that game that was like, I want it now. That's the game I want it, because I played. No, I only ever played, and I think one or two times I ever played it, both times I think, each time it was Splatoon. Oh no, I think I might have played like I think I may have played Nintendo Land. Oh, and I may have played NES Remix. I vaguely have this like memory of playing NES Remix. I didn't know any. I knew one person who had a Wii U. One person who got a Wii U. And my brother played a bunch of it at his house once, and he was just kind of like not impressed. He was like, yeah, but it was also early, so there wasn't like a lot of games to play. This is like 2012, like right as it came out, like right as it was coming out. So it's like, so maybe if he had like, also he didn't really know that or like keep up contact with that guy very long, so it's not like, and he wasn't like the super greatest guy, so like the closest people. He just happened to go to his house one time for like a pool party of some kind, I think, and he played it there, or he went to stuff like twice or something, and he played it there once. Anyway, he was not impressed. I remember him just being like, "No, it's Nintendo. It's okay. It's cool." I remember watching it in 2000 and was it 11? I think it was 11. I think it was a year before it came out, and I remember watching it at E3, and just being like, "Oh my god, this is a what?" Being like, "What is this magic?" Basically, because I remember them demonstrating like there was a game where you held the gamepad vertically, and you swiped shurikens, those like throwing stars, at what's it called? At bamboo, right? At bamboo, and it was just like, and I remember just being like, oh my god, like, because this was after the presentation of it, and it was like somebody was demonstrating it, and I was like, this, what is this magic? What is this weird, like, what is this magic? What is this actual magic? What are you doing here? Because also at the time I didn't understand how like things worked, a lot of things worked, so I was like, what the heck, infrared, or whatever they used, Bluetooth, whatever it was, and it's like, what? It's like, this is from the gamepad to the TV, and you never connected it together, and then the thing where it was like you can disconnect your TV and just walk somewhere else or turn off your TV, or like switch back to regular TV and walk into your room. It was like somewhere else in the house. It was like crazy. Although I found out later that range is like 10 feet or something, or 20, maybe 20 feet. So you couldn't have it in like your main part of your house. Actually, I don't know how, depending on the big house, maybe you could, but most houses probably couldn't handle it going like from your house. Also through a bunch of walls and through a bunch of, I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you couldn't get it through your, like from your TV. Then you had down to like your basement or down or upstairs to your room or go to the other side of the house, right? So and I just never got one. I just didn't care. I don't know. I saw it and I was mesmerized, but I just didn't care enough to. Because I think I waited long enough for that like initial hype to like die. Because this is how systems work, or at least with like popularity of systems. It's like, oh, when it first comes out, it's like there are those people who want it because depending on the company, obviously, depending on the system, depending on the whatever. Well, I want it. I love it. I'll buy it. And then like they either have this like, oh, it's nothing for me, so I don't care. Oh, it's like, or it's actual garbage and like, right? And they like it falls off in popularity for some people. Some just a group, and then there's a group who like, oh, now there's games I like. Oh, I'll stick through it. Oh, it's great, and I liked it. Then there's people like me who don't buy one and look at it and like have to wait and be like, well, is there something I want with it? Is there? And then there was never anything that was like, this is amazing. So, look, I'm not saying they were good or bad. It was necessarily a bad system. It was just that the system itself was strange and like it was the weird Wii add-on thing. Apparently, look, maybe I wasn't talking to the right people. Maybe I wasn't in the right group, like groups of people where I wasn't talking to the right people. But none of the people I ever talked to, and okay, maybe these people were a little more tech savvy and like understood video games a little bit more. But they, what's it called? Definitely like everybody always talks about it as like, oh, the weird Wii add-on thing, and like nobody understood what it was, and people just didn't get it, and it's like, what? And it's like, no, from what I've heard, actually that was true. Because maybe I just wasn't in the right group of people, because nobody I ever talked to was like, oh yeah, the Wii U? Is it just another Wii? No, people like understood what it was. That's a different system. Anyway, but so but apparently it was a big thing. Although now that I think back to and I did see a few commercials, not super recently, but I have seen a few things about it, like how they promoted it and how they did it. It did kind of confuse you with this weird like. Wait a sec. So it's wait. So you're still using Wiimotes, and then because I remember the one that I remember was all the like weird like Wii Sports or Wii Play or Wii whatever like Motion or whatever the like the new ones, whatever they were, versions of them, right? Or like Wii Fit U or whatever. I don't know if it's called Wii Fit U, but it was like the Wii Fit on Wii U, right? Stuff like that, and those kind of games would always like show you playing with like a Wiimote, and just being like, oh, so is it an accessory for the Wiimote or for the Wii, or is it a new thing? And then apparently people, because like I was listening to or one of the episodes of CU podcast, Ian was talking about the fact that like people would come into his store, or one person, still not understanding what the thing is, but one I think mother came in once and was like bought a Wii U and was like returned it something like the next day or something, or stupidly quick, where it was just like, no, I wanted something to play Wii, I wanted something to play GameCube games. Ugh, this is not it. Sorry. Like, not understanding what it was, right? Being like, not understanding what the thing is. So, maybe I was not talking to the right groups of people to, like, see that. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway. Never had a Wii U. Never really wanted a Wii U. There was a point, but it didn't last very long. So, and then, yeah. And look, the games were good. The problem with it was the third-party support. That, like, there was no third-party support. None. Like, no third-party support whatsoever on the Wii U. The big guys who usually would do stuff just dropped off or just didn't care. Anyway, didn't want to do anything. So, there was, the Nintendo first-party stuff, great. Or decent. The only one that was really bad was Star Fox Zero. And people were just like, this is stupid. And I was also listening to another episode of few podcast where they had a guest, or he had a guest because he was sick or away or something, or not there. Anyway, and it was Alex something or other. I don't know his name. I don't remember his name. But anyway, he said, because Pat was saying, oh, well, why don't they just bring it to the Switch? That's the like last one that they really have to pull from there. And it's like, no, but it was a thing that you literally had to like look through. Like you're looking at like, I believe if I'm not mistaken, it was like a POV of the cockpit of your thing through the gamepad, because it had a camera on it. Actually, I don't know what that would do. Anyway, I have to do with anything. But anyway, and then the screen would just, and you do have something else on the screen, on your television screen. So for like, and so he's like, it just wouldn't, it physically wouldn't work. Like, it just wouldn't work. Although they did things like, what was that one game that they had to have two screens for, and it worked? Oh, the Pokemon. Yeah, something like Pokemon on DS. Yeah, they just kind of amalgamated it. And then they did, like, they fixed, like, they didn't have to have the Wii and the Center Bar and all that stuff. The Wiimotes and Center Bar and all that. Well, I mean, you can still use it, but for Skyward Sword. So maybe, yeah. Maybe that's a bad example. But, the other one, yeah. So it's like, hey. I mean, and you said, oh, couldn't they just make it split screen or dual screen or something on the screen? No, but, like, that was the whole gimmick. You moved it around with the thing. That's the thing. I said this to my friend, like, 5 years ago. I was like, they really should make a Pokemon Snap 2 on Wii U. Like, that would have been great. That was the perfect system for it. Because you could have looked around and seen, could have AR'd. He's like, yeah, but that's kind of what Pokemon Go was. And I'm like, nah, no. I want to, like, take a picture of stuff with around. Like, but you can kind of do that kind of thing on Pokemon Go. Just, like, repopulate that. It's like, they're never going to do that. And they didn't. And they didn't come up with it. Because I remember reading a letter in Nintendo Power of a kid who like, or I don't know if it's a kid per se, but exactly, I don't know if it's a kid exactly, but somebody wrote in and was like, should really make a, now he didn't say it like that, like, oh, you should really get onto that Pokemon Snap for Wii U, but he did say, like, look, make a Wii U, make a Pokemon Snap on Wii U, it'd be the greatest thing ever. It's like such a perfect system for it, and I was like, it is. That's amazing. Although I read that like 5 years after. I'm like, so it would never happen on Wii U, but yeah, like it was great. Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now, guys. So in the description, there is, if you want to get in contact with me, you know, ask me a question, comments, concerns, any of that kind of stuff. There's the there's the email, which is tacoimposters@gmail.com. So tacoimposters with an S, imposters @gmail.com. There's both Discords, and then there's the Patreon. I stream not every day, but I stream at least once a week. I try and stream at least once a week on my YouTube channel. It's my name. It's YouTube. It's not youtube.com/AngelChannel, is it? I don't have a custom URL yet. I don't have enough subscribers, or is it subscribers or watch hours? I don't know. One of the two of those. It's either subscribers or watch hours I need to get a custom URL. I don't even think I can get it on my other channel, my main channel. Anyway, it's look up Andrew Fresh channel. Maybe I'll put the link in the description. I don't know. Maybe. If I remember to. I might not remember to, so. I might not. I might not. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, that's about it. I just put up a new video on my main channel. Another episode of, playing, what's it called? Doom 64. That game is really long. Well, it's long, and it's kind of... And my problem with editing, I think I've said this before, is that I don't know what to get removed where or when. Like, oh, I'm going to remove this section. No, but I want that section. Because I know there are people... Like, I've seen videos, like, of just... They'll just get rid of something and be like, well, I wanted to... And then I'm like, oh, but I'm not completely, like... I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not completely, like, angry. Like, whoa, you got rid of that part. What are you doing? I don't, you know. Maybe it's because I don't know what's supposed to be there. So the missing part of my brain, like the missing part, I don't know. So I'm not like, oh, well, I know you should have had this. So, but getting rid of that, you know, ruins whatever. I don't know. So I never know what to get rid of in a video. So they're all really long. They're like freaking 20 minutes, like 12 to 20 minutes long. They're like, that's long for them, kind of. Cause like a good video length, I think, for anything, basically, is about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. Because YouTube, for YouTube, because, like, it's not super short, where it's like, what did I just watch? What was the point of that? It's not super long, where it's like, oh my god, I wasted, whatever. Especially when you're doing something like video games, where it's like, well, I could have played the game myself. Dude, I'm not, like, an hour. Like, the 2 clips were both, like, 20 minutes, 25 minutes or something crazy. 20 minutes. So it would have been like 40, 45 minutes, like double it. Crazy. Insane. If I had kept everything that I did in them. But there were parts I could have just removed. Which I did. I edited it down to 20 minutes, but yeah. But somebody explained to me this before, too. They said, because he was doing something about videography. He was studying videography, right? And he was like, I don't know if it was movie making specifically, but videography. Video making, in some way. Anyway, and he was just like, you're going to probably use... Did he say 400 times more? He just said, I remember, he said I think he did say something big number, but I don't remember what it was. But basically it's, you're going to use way more footage than you'll ever... No, you're going to shoot way more footage than you'll ever use. And, yeah, for a movie or something, sure. They're like 7 takes, and like... They'll do like take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, all that jazz. But like for a video game, it's like, well, no. Well, there's a little bit of this. Whoopsies. There's a little bit of this. That's just how long it is. Mixed with, you're just terrible at playing the game. So if you get better at the game, yeah. Then yeah, maybe it'll be shorter. But then there's just that, like, this is how long it takes to do this thing. Unlike I don't know, a movie where you can get it better. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go, so I think that'll be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.